Weird.
Is it doing the thing where you try this and then that and it changes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
To give you the most honest, unbiased opinions possible, we're going to randomly select one of these unknown matchups from our double-blind sample pool and taste them totally at random. All right, let's run our randomizer and see which one of these pairs we're tasting today.
15.
15. So back rows 18, 17, 16, 15.
Cool.
We will get these poured and be back with our first impressions. All right, glass one on the nose.
Okay, this is very strange, but I smelled it and I got like a faint hint of Chipotle white queso. I know that's the weirdest thing ever. There's something about it that reminds me of that. That being said,
Interesting.
it also smells sweet. Like I went back to smell it and it smells sweet. So like the very initial nosing, I was like, ooh, that's kind of like the Chipotle white queso.
To me, this smells like a really classic, like over the plate bourbon. It is sweet. I'm trying to identify what the sweetness is. I think it's just kind of a conglomeration of all the things. It's kind of fruity a little bit. It's got some caramel a little bit, vanilla a little bit. But to me, the standout thing on the nose here is the oaky profile of it.
Yeah,
it's got,
I can get some oak now too.
It's kind of got like a rick house musty oak, but not in a bad musty way. Musty's not the right word.
It's like just an old wood.
Old wood, yeah.
I feel like the
Smells really nice.
The nose on this has layers.
It does. I really do like the nose on this. I can't wait to get into the palate. Let's do that now.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice.
I feel like the flavor has layers as well.
It does, yeah.
Which I like.
There's that little bit of almost effervescence.
A little bit.
Almost like a carbonation right up on the tip of the tongue.
But it's like ever so subtle.
Yeah.
Which is, so it's not bad. Like I don't like it when it's too much.
Yeah.
And it is sweet, but it's also got enough astringency there. It might be higher proof. I don't know. I don't know if it's proof or not.
I don't think it is. Yeah.
There's enough astringency there. Maybe it's from the oak that keeps the sweetness tamped down a smidgy bit.
Yeah. To me, what strikes me is that carbonated effervescence, like right on the tip of the tongue with the sweetness, and then on the back end, just the oak. But it's got way more than just those two gears. It's got, this is like a 10-speed transmission right here. There's a lot of stuff going on.
There's a lot of little things that happen in between the two big things.
And the flavor profile is very rich and dense. I really like this so far.
I feel like this is in your wheelhouse for sure.
Yeah.
Rich, dense, almost heavy, but not because it's
dark, but it has some lighter elements.
Effervescent, yeah. Let's try it again.
Yep, go on.
I got more oak on the second sip. I feel like that's becoming a thing. I'm getting more oak on second sip, but it's not bad. It's not overpowering. It's soft. It's subtle.
That's really nice.
I like this.
It rolls in like it's just like a smooth wave of flavor over the palate. Like you get the sweetness on the tip of the tongue, and then it rolls into like a little bit of spice on the mid palate that I didn't get the first sip.
A little bit.
And then right onto the back of the tongue with the oak just hanging around. It's got my mouth watering. It's oily. It's dense. It tastes really good.
Yeah.
I like glass one a lot.
I do as well.
All right, let's get into glass two and see what we're working with.
Well, this smells different than glass one.
Yeah, quite different.
This, compared to glass
but really good.
Compared to glass one, this smells like paint.
Oh no! See, I was going right down pancake lane. I'm in the pancake pantry.
My initial smell was paint. Now it will open up as it always does for me, but my first reaction was this smells like a can of paint, which I don't hate the smell of paint.
This is maple syrup and brown sugar for days.
I can see why you'd say that, but I'm not getting that quite yet.
That smells good. Let's get into the palate.
Okay. There's not much going on here. And maybe it's because we had it in comparison to glass one. I'm going to need another sip. But the finish just kind of, it came in nice, and then it just kind of went away. Whatever it is, a little bit of oak, it just went away.
I can't get behind that.
I need to A/B compare. I need to take a minute and try this first.
Yeah,
because right now I'm not getting much.
We will. To me, that came into the palate more sweet than I expected based on the nose. The nose was very sweet, but on the palate, it still maintained that dark richness, that maple syrup, brown sugar, but I am going to need another sip. It does seem like the oak is lacking in this glass compared to glass one. There's maybe a little bit of nuttiness here as well. This is leaning more into that nutty wheelhouse, but let's get into it.
Okay. I can meet your nuttiness.
Yeah, it's there for sure. Like a nice dry roasted peanut.
Not salted though.
Yeah, this is kind of, wow, wow.
I can see that. I can see the nuttiness, and I'm getting more oak on the second sip, like I did with the first one.
I am too. This is like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right here, but not as much jelly as I like. I like to go pretty heavy-handed on the jelly.
You like to go heavy on the jelly and the peanut butter.
Yeah. I like a thick, juicy sandwich.
You do.
Yeah. All right. We're going to spend some time with these, give them some scores. We'll be right back with those. After spending a little bit of time with both of these pours, what do you think? How did they compare for you?
Okay, well, I did go back and taste glass 2 first and then glass 1, and that changed a lot of things for me. Not entirely, but I think they became similar. Like they were far apart to me, and then they became closer together.
Okay.
I still did have a preference, and we'll get to that, but I think they...
You didn't have a preference?
I did have a preference.
Okay.
We'll get to that later, but I think they are both good, but they give you different things.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that statement.
Yeah.
For me, I felt like these two for me are a flip of the coin. They are so similar in overall experience, but so different in flavor profile, at least to me. I really enjoyed both of them, and I couldn't pick a winner.
Oh.
I couldn't. I had no clear-cut winner.
I did.
Okay. Let's get into it. Okay. What are your scores on glass 1?
Okay, so for glass 1, I give it a thumbs up on nose, thumbs up on flavor, thumbs up on experience. I thought the nose was sweet, but not too sweet. I thought the experience, the flavor had layers. So yeah, thumbs up across the board.
For me, glass 1's going to get 2 thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavor, and 2 thumbs up on the experience.
You're feeling very generous tonight, sir.
I loved a lot of things about glass 1. I said it was so well-rounded. I wrote well-rounded, and then I put so before it because it's so well-rounded. And then it also mixes in this like powdered sugar and like a dark berry syrup note, like you cook down some berries and mix some sugar in with them.
Interesting.
And I really like that. And
I think there's a lot to this pour.
Yeah, and it was really oily and lingering on the finish for what seems to be about 100 proof. Don't hold me to that, but that's just what it seems like. Really, really enjoyed glass 1 and loved several things about it.
I think overall there's a lot on this, but it's not too much. Like there's layers, but it's not overpowering in any one thing. It's
the type of thing that I could sit down and drink without thinking about it and just enjoy it to no end.
Yeah.
Or I could sit down and pick it apart, which is a really beautiful quality to have in a pour. Yeah. Let's move on to glass 2. What are your scores for it?
Okay. So I did enjoy glass 2. However, the nose gets just okay. It gets thumbs up on flavor and thumbs up on experience. I thought the nose was a little more drying and oaky, which I just wasn't in the mood for tonight.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. I just wasn't feeling it tonight. So that's why I got it just okay on the nose.
Yeah.
And then the flavors were a little bit more simple than I feel like glass 1, as far as there weren't as many layers. Mm-hmm. It was good for what it was, but it was just what it was. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah. For me, I gave it 2 thumbs up on the nose, thumbs up on the flavor, 2 thumbs up on the experience.
Okay.
Same scores as glass 1. Like I said, these were splitting hairs here. I kind of latched on to glass 2 being a boozy bourbon drumstick, like, you know, the waffle cone things with the vanilla ice cream and the fudge and the nuts.
Yep.
That's glass 2, but it also had a spicy oak finish. And it's not a spicy oak. It's spicy oak tamed down.
Okay.
Very enjoyable. I really liked it. I said it was also oily and lingering. I like both of these glasses. I can't pick. I do see you. I want to point out that I do see you on saying that glass 2 is a little like oaky, nutty drying. Mm-hmm. It does have that aspect to it. So if you're sensitive to that, it's worth being aware of.
Yeah.
But I loved both of the noses and experience on both of these glasses, and the flavors I really liked. And honestly, that for me made them a toss-up. Let's find out how much these cost and then what we've been drinking. So in our key, glass 1 is number 21 and glass 2 is number 22. That makes it easy. By the way, before you said you had a preference to glass 1, and I have a preference towards both. Just buy both if you can get both. So 21, glass number 1 in our key, price
$70.
I'm happy with that. Price on glass number 2,
$60.
I'm happy with that.
So not too much of a difference between the two price-wise.
Wow, okay.
I bet there's going to be an availability issue.
Probably, yeah. If the price is the same, maybe. We'll see.
Okay.
Glass number 1, what is it?
It was 21.
Yep.
Weller Foolproof Store Pick.
Man.
Is that like...
114 proof. Wow.
114 proof.
Okay, that
I thought
drink's
this
nice.
was like 100 proof. Yeah, it drinks very nice.
Yeah. Glass number 2, what is it?
Although initially I did say I think it's higher proof.
Initially, yeah.
Because that was the first sip of the night. FYI.
Once we acclimated.
Full disclaimer, that first sip of
Yeah.
glass 1 was my first sip of the day.
It got really nice after we acclimated. What's glass 2?
Maker's Mark 46 Cask Strength. It's
Really?
110.3 proof.
Yes.
What?
Wow.
So Weller is hard to get, right?
Weller Foolproof is insanely difficult to get.
Come on, bro.
You have to have a hookup. It's funny, like this Weller Foolproof store pick you like. I think this is the one from Madison Beverage Depot here in Nashville. But you've had others that you just absolutely detest.
Not like. Interesting.
These are both Weeders.
Yeah.
Maker's Mark Cask
I
Strength.
traditionally do like Makers.
What was the proof on the Maker's Mark Cask Strength?
110.3.
That sounds right. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Maker's Mark.
Yep.
Look, the experience. This is why we do things like this. We don't know what we're drinking. We don't have a clue. We don't try to figure it out. We taste like this, and
I tried.
we just relay what we're getting. The experience on these two glasses is so similar. It really is just a flavor profile difference. Like this glass might be a little higher on the fruity elements. This glass might be a little higher on the syrupy dark elements.
I will mostly agree with you there. I do think glass 2 was the finish didn't last as long as glass 1. But as I said before, once I kind of A/B compared them and tasted glass 2 first, they did get closer to me. Like they weren't so different, but the finish wasn't quite as long as glass 1.
See,
in my opinion.
When I started with glass 2, that was not my experience. When I went from 1-2-2, then yes, 2 seemed to fall a little short on the finish. But when I started with 2 and then went to 1, they were on even footing as far as I was concerned.
Okay.
This was a really fascinating matchup.
Yeah.
Like I'm still kind of stunned if you can't tell. We need to get into our real world scores.
We get our real world scores by adding up the thumbs you see on the screen.
There are 10 possible points available, but this is not your everyday 10-point scoring system.
Nope, it's a bell curve system.
Most things fall right in the middle of the bell curve. So if something gets a thumbs up across the board, it would be a 5. That's a good solid pour, represents good value for the money. So with that said, let's get into it. Retail, consumer, and real world scores on Weller Foolproof. Where are you at?
So the fact that you basically have to have a hookup to get it, or have to be able to drop everything in the middle of the day and go get it, even at retail price of $70, I'm giving it a thumbs down on retail score.
Yeah, I think I'm the same place, thumbs down. If you could get it on the shelf all the time for $70, it'd be a thumbs up for me, but that's not the case. Okay. It's really hard to get. Now, you run into a store, you've tried this Weller Foolproof pick, and we can't erase the fact that we know that we've tried other Weller Foolproof picks as well. You walk into a store, you see a Weller Foolproof single barrel for $70 sitting on a shelf. Are you buying it or not?
I probably would try it.
Okay.
I'm feeling a little more adventurous in my whiskey tasting.
Hey.
So it gets a thumbs up if I'm there and it's retail price.
Yeah.
I'm not paying above retail price and I'm not working to get it. But if it's there and it's retail, I would say I'd try it.
Yeah. And that puts your real world score at? 4
out of 10.
Yeah. So.
Which is in the middle bracket. We say 4, 5, and 6 are in that good value for your money.
Yeah.
So it's on the lower end, but let it be known that I would not hunt it down.
Yeah.
I would just get it if it was there in front of me. That's just me though.
Yeah. For me, I would buy it thumbs up if I run across one at retail. I think it's a good bottle of whiskey for $70.
It does have layers.
We've had some picks that we didn't love, and those have been kind of a bummer to spend $70 on. But We've had other picks that we really, really enjoyed that I think $70 is a great deal for. Although I know in some stores and markets or secondary markets, it's going for like $250 or $300 or more. It's a terrible hundreds of dollars whiskey.
Yeah, I would not pay that much personally for it.
So my real world score, that puts it at a 6 out of 10, which I think is very consistent with the way Weller Full Proof has scored for me in the past. And honestly, that's how I would rank it non-blind. It's just a cut above that middle section, mainly due to the proof and the experience on a good pick. With that said, let's move on over into Maker's 46 Cask Strength. Where are you at on retail, consumer, and real world scores?
So for me on retail score, it gets a thumbs up. The fact that you can get it in most stores, the price is pretty good, so thumbs up on retail. Yeah,
I'm gonna go thumbs up as well. I think for the money and what you're getting, it's a good price. It's not super readily available in every market, but you can get your hands on it in a lot of markets. I'm so glad Makers is releasing this as a regular product, so really happy with the price and the availability. Now, you walk into a store and you see it sitting in front of you for $65. We finished this bottle. Would you buy another one?
So we're comparing these two glasses. So in comparison to glass one, I may or may not. So it gets just okay on consumer score. I might. It's like it was good, but if I could get glass one, I would. So
yeah. All right. And that puts your real world score for Maker's 46 Cask Strength at?
Also at a 4 out of 10, which is
same score.
That's kind of how I feel about them both. I think I'm good with those scores.
Yeah. For me, I'm going to go, I said thumbs up on retail, and then would I buy this once we run out of this bottle? 100% thumbs up. I'm a buy on Maker's 46 Cask Strength. For the money, I don't think you can go wrong, at least buying it once and trying it to see if it fits your flavor profile. Really enjoy this product. That puts me at a 7 out of 10. Whoa. 1 point above. That's a lot of value in that product. And I think this is probably, as far as general release products go, this is my favorite Maker's Mark product, and even including some of their special editions. I really just like 46 Cask Strength non-blind, and I'm happy to see it performing well double blind tonight.
I will say Maker's is a product that I like, and I don't typically like Weeders very much.
Yeah, so it took a good Weller Full Proof pick for her to come around on this. Yeah, and I think that says it all. I wouldn't overpay for either one of these, but you do you, boo-boo. We're not here to tell you how to spend your money. We would just tell you how we would spend our money. But we've had several Weller Full Proof store picks now. Some have been good, some have not. I'm willing to gamble on a single barrel at $70 or so, maybe a little bit above that, but not much more than that. I'm definitely not going into 3 digits for a Weller Full Proof. Just our opinion.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching, guys.
Until next time, cheers to your mother.
You threatened to say it, and you actually said it. Congrats. How do you feel?
I feel good.
Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
No. I was making a dumb face. I was like, how do I hold my mouth? All right, ready?
Yep.
Lego. Okay. Lego my ego. Oh. I got to get you on Eggos and fried bologna.
No, just Eggos with butter.
You need to try it with fried bologna.
Josh, we've had this discussion before.
That's right.
Do I need to say it?
No. Go ahead and say it.
I don't like bologna.
But on Eggos with butter and syrup?
I don't like bologna.
God, try something.
Ever. Period. End of sentence. I honestly don't really like hot dogs that much because they're kind of like bologna.
But have you had fried bologna with Eggos and syrup?
No.
Live a little.